Maybe the best podcast.
Maybe the best podcast. Maybe the best podcast. Yo, we taking off. We taking off.
That's the one.
Oh, man.
Maybe the best podcast.
All right. Hey, look, man. Welcome back to segment 2 of episode 51. 50 of them things, and 1 is where we at. Anyways, man, we had a great first segment, and we are back to wrap up the JBA. All in all, I think it's dope. I think what he's doing is dope because I know I was explaining it to you.
Yeah.
I think actually he's going to take his time with this one.
He needs to.
I really think this is a smart idea because you know what it is, right? And Dame, you know, y'all know I rock with Dame. But Dame always would say he's the bully to the bullies. Mm-hmm. And that's what Lavar Ball is. He's the bully to the bullies. He ain't thinking of doing nothing that nobody didn't have the capability to do. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I love about it. And you said something on the first part that I thought was so profound and I've always said, which is the reason why it's different is because these aren't kids that are coming from poverty. They're not kids that are coming from broken homes. I don't need that check. They straight. They already jumping out of Land Rovers. I'm already jumping out of Lambos. I'm good.
Yeah.
So now let's really get to the money. And that's what I think is different. Like, this ain't the same nigga coming to you.
Yeah. Now, this does open up the Wild Wild West for boosters. You know, AAU sponsors that are watching these kids grow up through high school. And now the only reason they're not allowed to give them a little bit more money or be more visible with the things that they're doing for these players is because it would affect their eligibility for the NCAA. But if that's no longer a problem, that's no longer an issue because you're going pro as soon as you go JBA, technically, then nigga, look, you're going to have boosters at, 14, 15, 16 saying, hey, look, I see the potential. So I'm going to front you 50 grand right off ripper, and your mama and your daddy going to be able to buy a new car, be able to buy a house, be able to get y'all out of the hood because I see where this is going, and that's going to change the game.
Yeah. But my thing is, are you guaranteed to be drafted in the NBA if you're part of this league?
You're guaranteed to be drafted in the NBA if you stay healthy and be the same hooper that you are. If LeBron James in junior high school, in 11th grade, said, you know what, I am going to play in Australia for my senior year, he still would have been the number 1 motherfucking pick in the NBA draft.
Yeah.
You control the narrative, and I think this is what LeVar Ball is trying to say.
Yeah.
You control the narrative. If you are that talented, if you are the hot commodity, why are you giving them everything? You control the narrative. And this is what Rory was playing devil's advocate with Joey about. Is that you knew this was going to happen. Why didn't you just take you in academics and just do this shit on your own in the first place?
Yeah.
And that's what Charlamagne was predicting. Mm-hmm. So this is what I'm saying. You know what I mean? You should go at it like this. LeVar Ball ain't nothing but Dame Dash 20 years ago.
Okay, but who's to say because he's doing this? Now I'm going to think the other way. Who's to say that because he's doing this, the NBA is not going to go and change the rules?
Here's the thing.
In favor of NC. Yeah, exactly.
They
so either way.
But you know what? It lets you know, though, he got him scared.
No, the NCAA is screwed. They can't win in this situation because the only thing the NBA can do to change this is say, fresh out of high school, we taking them now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's the only thing they can do to combat this. The NCAA,
and the NBA
I don't
never
think
went
that's
back
right,
on the rules.
They have no fight in this other than to say players are allowed to accept money now, and we will give them stipends depending on what college you go to.
Yeah.
Because obviously, a player like Steph Curry who went to Davidson is not going to get the same amount of money as a player that went to Duke.
Yeah.
Duke just generates more money.
Yes.
So, but that's the only way the NCAA can have a dog in this fight. But it is what it is.
Yeah.
So,
speaking of ownership,
before we get to that one, so there's trademarks. Trademark information has just been released that someone went out and sold 100 million shares of their stake in or let's say $300 million worth of their stake in WWE,
Who did that?
and then has rebranded the XFL. Vince McMahon has a plan to bring back the XFL.
That's right. I did hear that.
So shout out to.
So he's leaving the WWE to his kids.
Oh no, he's still is a majority owner. He just
Yeah.
sold enough of his stakes to free up some cash to
That
possibly
man is loaded.
reintroduce this venture of the XFL. And I think because of the failure the last time, I look at what Lavar is doing with the JBA, bringing a direct competitor to something, whether it could be a competitor to the NBA or just a competitor to the NCAA. This stuff is making so much sense right now, and I think Vince, specifically, who has been known to be friendly to all cultures. You know what I mean? Whatever makes him money, he's friendly to it.
Yeah.
Unlike some of these owners in the NFL. We will take the money that the niggas bring us, but we don't respect the nigga. I think that if done right, this is an opportunity for people to look and say, fuck the NFL, we'll show you how big that shield really is, how important that shield really means.
What's the NFL or whatever?
So
I just know arena football.
The thing with the XFL, I just think he tried to bring a video game to life. He tried to bring, what was that video game back in the day where all the players
Thrashers?
was buff? All the players
Or
was
Mutant
buff.
League. Was it Mutant League?
No.
It was Mutant League football.
Was it Mutant League
Or are
football?
you talking about Blitz? You talking
Blitz,
about
NFL
Okay.
Blitz. It's like he tried to bring NFL Blitz to life, and it's just like,
But what league is that?
Unless you're gonna go out and get players like literally like just got cut this offseason that are in football shape, and you know what I'm saying, and you getting guys like that.
The XFL was legitimate NFL
Nah, man,
type talent.
they just did a 30 for 30 on the XFL, man. That shit was garbage.
I just
it
know
was
the
garbage
arena
because
football.
the NFL had been out for so long, and we were comparing it to that. The XFL was a really great product. That
I'm
was
not gonna lie,
mismanaged.
it is the perfect time to bring it back just because the NFL got a little wound. You know, they wounded a little bit.
Yeah.
So it's the perfect time to try to seed in there, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But with player safety and all of that, I mean,
But that's the thing.
What-
You
what-
have players.
what is the
You
XFL
have-
going to be about when it comes back? Is it going to be
Football.
about the same thing?
It'll be about football.
It's going to be about the same thing it was
No.
before?
But because I think that's
Because I think that's why the CFL.
I think Vince McMahon understands that the reason why he failed is because he brought wrestling to football instead of football to football. You know what I mean? You could have created a whole nother league and said we're going to bring in the football players that are undesirable to the league because they may have some checkered passes.
Right.
You know what I mean? Now it could just legitimately be about football and be like, yo, you didn't get
But
drafted
Drew-
over there. You don't have to go to Canada to play football. Play football right here in the States. We're going to make it happen for you. And for the NFL players out there that's saying, look, man, I'm out here playing football, and if you don't want to get fucking hit, then don't play this fucking game. This is a man's game. We have a spot for you in the XFL because we're not going to hit you with targeting rules or say that we got to protect these players. This is a game you choose to play. CTE is a real thing.
It is a real fucking thing.
But guess what? That's always, like, football's always been violent, whether we knew about CTE or not. I knew if I came across the middle and my quarterback hangs me out to dry as a receiver, if a safety lights me up, I got to eat that.
Yeah.
That's the game. That's the game we grew up playing. We was out there playing without pads in the sand lot, lighting each other up. That's real
true.
life to us. That shit is that's football. That's all it is.
Again, and when I get into what I'm getting ready to say, that shit was sparked by people just not wanting to take accountability. I'm not saying that from a liability standpoint or if NFL had information and things of that sort, right? But I'm not, okay, put it like this. One of the profound things about Rocky V and what Rocky V was about was bringing awareness to the damage that boxing brings to the brain.
Okay.
That was one of the main things that surrounded Rocky V and why Sylvester Stallone put that scene in when he was in the in the doctor's office and everything of that sort. Football was still around at that point.
Yeah.
Okay? Just as violent as boxing. So common knowledge, just like car racing, just like boxing, Muhammad Ali, no, probably not at that time. I don't think he was struck with the Parkinson's. But all of that, it's common knowledge that if I'm playing football from mites, okay, and Pee Wee, you talking about 5, 6 years old, and I retire at 35. At 35, that is 30 years of my head
Yeah.
doing like this. Like, come on, guys. Make the dude sign a waiver and it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? You don't see people going back and trying to sue NASCAR for their pops dying in a car accident. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm pretty
just
sure
a
NASCAR
risk.
got sued over the Dale Earnhardt death.
but how? Was it a deficiency with the car?
It was unsafe conditions at the racetrack.
Yeah.
Like
Okay, see, that's different. See,
and
you see what I'm saying?
But they've built up, practices that help protect the drivers because a wreck is inevitable.
Yeah.
Right. That's different.
But you know what
talking
you signed up for.
That's what I'm
like a
saying.
firefighter. Like the one that passed away in California trying to get rid of the brush fires. You know what you're going into.
I have no sympathy for CTE recipients. You know what I'm saying? I think this. If I raw dog every chick I fucking, I get an STD. Charge it to the game.
So
whatever
your
thing is.
My thing is, does Jim Brown have CTE? Equipment was less lighter. There was less pads, and there was less safety from a hitting standpoint.
Jim Brown played like 8 years though.
Yeah, but that's enough,
Yeah,
right?
but
They're
how
saying that's
hard-
enough. They
how
said that's
hard were they
enough.
hitting?
They said high school players have that. What you mean how niggas was clothesline if the steel curtain? Feel what I'm saying? So I just think, just like, a lot of things, man, America has a hard time, obviously, they have a hard time accepting accountability.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you can't accept the biggest sin that you've ever done, then you're not going to accept
but
little intricate things.
We
But
also live in a
anyways,
world where
the Stella Awards happen.
I can go to a hotel, right? I can go to a hotel.
Yes.
I can spill water on the floor
Yeah.
accidentally, or I could be taking a shower. Let's just say I can be taking a shower in my hotel room. I can slip and fall and sue the hotel. That's the world we live in. It's not the accountability from up here. It's the accountability down here. And because we live in this world where we can just blame everybody for our shortcomings, our failures, or
I
mistakes.
think we live in a country where we could do that.
Like the lady that got the coffee from McDonald's.
The
and
Stella
spilled-
Awards. That's where the Stella Awards birthed. Her name was Stella. Something Stella. No,
Yeah.
her real name was Stella.
And now because of that, McDonald's now has to warn you that coffee
Caution
is
hot.
hot.
Right. Like, nigga, I don't need anyone to tell me that
Coffee, is hot.
But, cool, whatever, man. But while we're talking on NFL ownership, leadership, can we pray up to the heavens or whatever, deity that you believe in, that this potential ownership of the Carolina Panthers with Diddy, Colin Kaepernick, and Steph Curry, can we just pray that that actually happens?
He's been wanting to buy part of the NFL for a while, did he? He tweets that all the time, and now that the
I don't know
that
why
it's
Diddy
presented
don't want
itself,
to pay nobody.
it's presented itself. Now he's getting. Are you kidding me?
He don't
That's
wanna
money
pay-
that he's gonna be
Diddy
making.
don't want to pay nobody.
That's because you know why?
Why? He don't
Ciroc.
wanna pay nobody.
Ciroc is gonna be sponsoring the Panthers. Okay, that's double the money that you're gonna get.
I'm gonna speak on this.
There is a...
This is a money opportunity.
I'm gonna speak on this from a black excellence standpoint, and then I'm gonna speak on this from a y'all niggas know Diddy standpoint.
But the whole y'all know Diddy standpoint is not going to be relevant.
Oh, I'm getting on his ass.
Look, we're talking about the NFL where players will risk their lives to play a game and not be able to get guaranteed contracts.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like what you
he loved that.
what you sign your name to is what you sign your name to.
He'll love that.
But
He'll love that. When it's time to come and play his star player.
yeah. So look,
What's up, Diddy? You gonna cut the check, Diddy? Diddy cutting the check? Diddy gonna pay people?
you also have
Yes, look at the
You also-
bands that he made,
Excuse
and that
me?
it
No, no,
didn't
no.
work.
Niggas,
He was
that
still
nigga,
paying them.
come
He was
on now.
still
Hold on
paying
now.
them.
No,
Hold on.
I think one of the things before we even really get into this topic is Antoine is forgetting that there is a revenue sharing pot for NFL
get on
owners,
his
right?
Mm-hmm.
So when the
Get on
NFL
his
generates
ass.
$13 billion of advertisement revenue and all of that,
Take
all
that.
this revenue that is shared amongst owners. There
Yeah.
is no team in the NFL, no matter how bad your team is, that's in the red. Everybody's in the black. Everybody's doing well.
I didn't say that.
Then there is a floor that you have to meet. You have to pay up to this amount to players.
didn't say that either.
So
Why did
Will-
Randy Moss leave the Patriots?
will Diddy cut the check? Absolutely, Diddy would cut the check.
Why did Randy Moss leave the Patriots?
The other thing is Diddy is
Oh,
ultra
he cut me
competitive.
off.
It's the
Well,
Patriots.
Diddy is ultra competitive. You know what I mean? Like the rap game is a lot, or music is NFL. You know what I'm saying? There's 80 players to each team with a 53-man active roster. Okay, everybody's gonna get paid. Everybody's gonna get good, and because Diddy will be potentially the first black owner, you think he gonna let, like, if he don't pay the talent, it's gonna be because they was white. Like, why would I pay Aaron Rodgers when I can have Cam Newton or Colin Kaepernick? He might do something stupid like that. Okay, cool. But he's going to pay to make sure that the product on the field is dope. And like he said, I do think it was ridiculous that he led with this. I'm going to have the best halftime shows. I was like, whoa, bro, you've already lost me.
It's stuff
It's
like
about
that.
the product
You
on
calling
the field,
niggas
bro.
North Carolina Panthers and shit. Like,
Hey, they play in North Carolina.
I'm gonna be real with you. All right, go ahead. You fin?
No, I want to
I
see
agree
this happen.
100%.
I want to see this happen for so many reasons. For the culture, to have black ownership in the NFL, where when they have a Rooney Rule in the NFL, where in order before you can fill a coaching vacancy, you have to interview at least one black candidate.
That's racist in itself, man. Come on.
The fact that we have to implement a rule to see this happen lets us know that there's not enough black people represented in higher positions and in positions of leadership in the NFL, but then the league is made up of 70+% of black athletes.
Yeah.
We need ownership. We need to have someone to be in these meetings saying, we need to have our ears in these meetings, period. When these owners are saying shit like, we can't let the inmates run the yard, we can't, you know what I'm saying? They probably use nigga more than any nigga on the field. Mm-hmm. These crackers are saying nigga more than any nigga saying nigga. And from a nigga that say nigga a lot, that nigga say nigga.
So let me ask this question.
Go for it.
Do you think we only need ownership in the league because of what it's been doing? Or do you think this needs to be period? Why aren't we pushing this in the NBA? Why? Because Adam Silver and David Stern have always been player friendly? When, to be real with you, David Stern's dress code was a direct knock at black people. When he said you can't be on the sidelines how you were on the sidelines anymore, that was directly at every black person, especially Allen Iverson.
Yeah.
Okay, that was dressed like that. So wait a minute, we make up 70% of the league, but we can't dress how we want to dress?
But did they listen in the NBA?
Yes, they did.
Yes.
They to this day. That's a rule. To this day, you have to at least have a blazer.
And because of that, we have Russell Westbrook. So David Stern is the reason why we wear these tight ass pants.
No, what I'm saying is I think we have to be very, very careful when we be reactive, because all this is a reactive thing. Because in my opinion, Diddy should have been the owner of, tried to be the owner of the Knicks, or tried to be the owner of Brooklyn. He should have went in with Hove with that whole Brooklyn thing. It should have been no Russian.
The Brooklyn thing,
You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. So, you know what you got? Nelly, Usher.
There's tons more, but
Mike is an actual owner. Mm-hmm. Who else?
I don't know the names.
Right.
But
So the question I'm asking is,
okay.
Now and then in baseball we have Magic Johnson.
With
My
the Dodgers.
thing is, why are we pushing for this based on a negative intonation when actually, from a positive standpoint, it should be more black owners in the NBA? Now, let's go back to talking about this from both sides.
Right.
Okay.
From a black excellence standpoint, I love the fact that Diddy is like, you know what, because you're right, he has been trying to do it for some time.
For
To
the
say, you know what,
longest time.
this is what I want to do. I have no issue with that. But my questions is the same questions that me and Wayne always have. You should have some type of knowledge of the sport before you are eligible to be an owner. Some owners don't worry about winning as long as their team is profitable.
Yeah.
Jerry Jones for a long fucking time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? For a long time. So, with that being said, you got to understand the CBA. You got to understand contracts and the rules of the the NFL and things of that sort. And when I say, will Diddy pay a player, I'm talking about salary cap, trades, drafts, putting the right GMs in place, putting the right VPs in place, putting the right coaching staff in place. Now, obviously, Carolina Panthers already kind of got the machine going. You know what I'm saying? But there's a certain time where, okay, now you have to be a part of building that machine too. Right. So when you say you lead with, I'm going to have the best halftime shows, my question to Diddy would be, why do you want to be an owner? Do you want to be an owner because you have a genuine interest in the game of football? Or do you want to be an owner because there should be a black owner? Because what is a black owner that isn't coming in and changing anything.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So Jordan won't really mean anything until Charlotte fucking wins the East. That's when it'll be magnified. As long as Mike has been an owner and had stake in NBA teams, it will be magnified once they win. And then it'd be like, oh my gosh, black owner got a team to the championship or East Conference Finals or whatever the case may be. I don't know, and I don't know. From a knowledge standpoint, what good is it going to do if you're not knowledgeable? You come in and in 2 years they 2-14. What good is it to have a black owner if the team is 2-14?
Question for you.
I question his knowledge and passion for the game, not the desire to want to be an owner.
Okay.
Diddy, if you're an owner, be an owner.
But
at the same time, we can't have nobody in there fucking shit up either. And also, when you come to be an owner, have you laid out your plan and what you want to change in the CBA, what you want to change in this league that will benefit black players? And so that's why I said, why aren't we doing this with the NBA, which is more of a black friendly league in the first place? Because there's things in the NBA that goes directly against black athletes. Although I don't agree with Wayne, I do see a point when he say when you not allow a player to come out of high school, you really only affecting one group of race of people. White boys ain't coming out of high school. So
did you want to respond to any of that before I do?
So I believe Diddy has great intentions for this. Like I said, he's been saying for the longest time, he's been tweeting it. He's been very vocal for a couple years that he wants to be part of the NFL. I think he does want to make the change. But
why, though?
I think he wants to make the change because of everything that's going on with Kaepernick and the whole kneeling. Now, I do agree with you.
Shout out to Lavar for saying, I'm going to start my own shit. Go ahead.
I do agree with you, about does he know anything about the NFL? Diddy knows everything about music, okay? But the thing is, he's great at that. Did he know anything about alcohol? He probably didn't. He hired the right people. He learned about the alcohol business, and he succeeded. With the NFL, who's to say that he's not going to hire somebody, learn as he goes, and become successful in that as well?
When did Michael Jordan do that? And this is another thing about Diddy. That historically, from a businessman standpoint,
you keep expounding. Before you do that, let me respond to the issues you brought up. 32 NFL owners. None of them played football. Okay? What you have is a bunch of billionaires who have the money and the resources to own, not a knowledge or a passion for football, any more than any American that loves football. So Diddy shouldn't have to follow a different guidelines than them. If you have the money, the only reason you should want or have to own a football team is, bitch, because I want to and I have the money to do so. And then
the owners that win are the owners that have a passion about the game.
No,
Robert Kraft has a passion about the game.
It's hiring
Jerry
the right
Jones
people.
has a passion about the game. Mark Cuban.
Listen, it's hiring the right people, honestly.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Hiring the
Because
right people.
no matter what.
And when have we seen this? Where is this proven?
Okay, let me give you an example.
It's proven, in my opinion, that he's a bad boss. If we talk about from a business standpoint, the only thing that we have proven is that from a business standpoint, the only thing that benefits him when he has a group of employees is him.
Right.
None of his employees have been satisfied. I don't get it.
But you're talking the old bad boy days. You're talking old bad boy.
Talking about now, even now. Okay, let me ask you a question.
French
when that
seems
contract, that's because French is moved in a different type of way.
Machine Gun Kelly seems happy.
Seems.
Cassie
where
seems
is he
happy.
at? Where is he at? Where are they at?
He just put out a great
getting
album.
fucked.
He just put out a great
Hold
album.
on,
What are you
real
talking
quick.
about?
When that contract comes up and you got to re that player up, you gonna cut that check, Diddy?
You have a personal bias that you're bringing
You gonna
back
cut
from
that?
the late
No,
90s.
I don't. I'm asking a question.
This is a personal bias from a guy that said, I will never, ever sign to Diddy and has a personal vendetta against the man.
I'm saying because we know the history of this from a business standpoint. Okay, what I want us to be careful with is jumping on everything black. What I want us to be careful with is we still have to challenge our brother and ask these questions.
Right, but
that's all I'm saying.
He's going for change number one.
I'm not going to let the man do that. I'm going to challenge my brother. And I'm going to protect him if they do it.
Let me tell you, look at the Glazer family. The Glazer family owns the Buccaneers.
And they suck.
Okay, but why would they go from football to then go to Europe and buy Manchester United? One of the biggest soccer teams there is in this world. Do they know anything about
United is?
Yeah, you do.
But that machine is already
going. But the thing is, do they? That's money right there. That causes revenue.
Manchester's already going.
So here's the thing.
They already got a name. You just
Okay,
going in there
but-
and not fucking it up.
Yeah, but
Tampa
you-
sucks.
Here's the
Okay,
The
thing.
but-
divorces. Orlando sucks because of ownership.
Okay, but you know the name. People know the Panthers. People know Cam Newton. People know the history of the Panthers.
Right,
He's
but
going
what I'm
where the
saying is,
money's
what
at.
is Diddy's goal as wanting to be an owner? Do you want to be an owner? Say, I'm a black owner. Why do you want to be? He has not laid out why he wants to be an owner.
He wants to do change. I believe that.
Even if Diddy's only purpose is to be one of the first black owners or the first black majority owner of an NFL team, that is enough. The idea that
It's not enough when we going through what we going through with the bullshit we cap. It's not enough.
All right, so we
it's
should just,
not enough.
You know what, Diddy,
And that's why he's gonna have Cap included in
He
it.
gotta let me know why he want to be up in this thing.
Why? Diddy, until you have a valid
Because
reason
we
for-
can't jump
Hang on.
behind everything.
Let me speak, bro. And Diddy, until you have a valid reason for Antoine, we should just continue to allow
Us.
all 32 of them crackers to be the leaders.
I didn't
And
say that.
Basically,
I'm not
he
saying
needs
that.
he needs to
I'm
make
not
you
saying that.
understand. Here's the thing.
I want to make
We will
sure. I
support-
want to make sure when you come up in here,
Here's the thing.
that you coming in here
Okay,
for
Twan,
us.
but cool.
Not
But-
for
but
you.
The only thing he can do to prove that to you is talk a good game, which is bullshit because you'll get on here and support these niggas that get on these cameras and talk this big talk.
I like Diddy.
Wait, and don't do shit for the community, but fucking talk a big black
Okay.
game. And
Now,
say,
let's
wait,
ask
hang
this
on,
question
let me
real
continue
quick.
To talk, 'cause I didn't
If we
cut
talk
you
about
off.
Diddy in the
hang
community.
hang on, because I didn't cut you off.
Go ahead.
You support these
'Cause I'ma
people
get
that
on Diddy in the
eloquently
community.
speak these nice words about black business and black excellence. You'll
Kanye.
get behind that. You'll get behind
I'm being
all that
serious.
shit and they don't do anything. Here's a guy that can genuinely
I can see
put
the look.
black leadership. When we talk about Michael Jordan, you always get on Michael Jordan and his shoes and what he doesn't do for the culture. Michael Jordan has more black leaders in the Charlotte Bobcat or that whole organization than any other company or any other team ownership in the NBA. We don't talk about the good things. Even if it's marginal, it's more than's being done. And we have to support that. All things black, if it's moving the culture forward, even if it's at 1 mile per hour.
I'm not saying I'm not
even
supporting
if it's
it.
just
I'm
1 mile
saying
per hour.
we can't not ask the questions.
No,
though.
you can ask the question, but you're saying it has to be more than just because I want to be the first black owner. Why does
Right?
it have
You
to
know
be
why?
more than that?
And I'm gonna tell you why.
If you put the right people there, it's going to move.
I'm appreciate
Exactly.
you're passionate about it, but I'm gonna tell you why.
He's gonna hire the right
because
ones.
what we have to deal with in this league and everywhere else in the world is a different thing. So whenever we want to be a part of something that is not predominantly European, but predominantly, let's just keep it real, racist, you have to come in with the intention more than I want to be a part of. Because eventually when you just want to be a part of, you become. So what I'm saying is, yes, I am going to support if that shit go through and it's him, Cap, and Stephen Curry and whoever, and Jay and whoever they want to be, I'm going to support it. But at the same time, I think it's our responsibility. Just like it's his responsibility to say, I want to own the team, it's our responsibility to say, okay, we feel you. We want to support you. But give us a plan of when you do this ownership thing, what is your vision for the athlete?
Let me
What is
ask
your
this,
vision
though.
for that? Because just like Lulu said, obviously my man ain't trying to get in it just to get in it.
Right.
So what I'm saying is this, right? We have to be careful, and especially, and I'm gonna keep it real, and I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna go so funky here.
Okay.
When we listen to our hip hop legends, they don't speak good on that man.
Okay.
They say, I appreciate him for giving me a platform, but they don't speak good on that man. They don't speak on that man from a morality standpoint and what you say, putting black men in it. This is a man that's known to snake black men. So if we gonna go that route, and I wasn't gonna go here, but if we want to do that and we want to say, oh, this man is for the community and woo woo, why does he have the reputation amongst his own people?
I didn't say this.
This is documented fact. So this is the reason why I want to challenge Diddy.
Okay.
Because of that reason, I know you as a businessman.
Okay.
All right. I'm not going to ignore that. That's not nothing to be ignored. You feel what I'm saying? I mean, this man was a part of the fucking biggest beef in hip hop history. Like, we have to understand this. This man ain't no fucking saint. You know what I'm saying? This motherfucker done owe motherfuckers money, bruh. And now you talking about contracts and reeing people up and all that. Look how New England do people. That's all I'm saying. When you got a history or something, I just want to ask a question. And I want to challenge you. And we should be able to challenge our people before they do. Because you know what they did? Oh, he looked like he was drunk and smoking weed and all. I'll whoop your ass. So I ain't on here speaking against my bruh. What I'm saying is, we have the right to challenge you because what them motherfuckers is doing is clowning you. And so the reason why we have to challenge you is because they clowning you. So you want to make sure your shit's straight. Because guess what? They picking at you when you saying North Carolina Panthers. They think you don't know your shit. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got to challenge him and make sure that, okay, we got you, bruh. That's all I'm saying.
So who would be a better owner than Diddy?
I'm not saying that Diddy should not be an owner. That's not what I'm saying. All I'm saying is we should not ask the questions that we should ask. That's all I'm saying. Because guess what? If it was a situation where it was predominantly black and a white boy wanted to get in, we would be like, yo, why you want to be a part of this? You feel what I'm saying? So that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying Diddy shouldn't be. Diddy is the right person to spearhead it. But we want to ask them questions. We need to ask them challenging questions. He's the right person to spearhead it. I'm not saying he's not. But at the end of the day, when you say stuff like, oh, I'm going to have the best halftime show, why can't I question your motives? That's all I'm asking.
Can I just ask this?
Go for it.
So when people voted for Barack Obama, the majority of the black community, did they vote for him because he was going to go in there and do stuff for us? Or it was, it's
because
a black man?
That's wrong, is what I'm trying to tell you. If you voted for Obama because he was black, you were probably one of the reasons why we in the situations that we are. Why? Because we did not challenge him and say, what are you going to do for us now that you're in here? We said, now that you're in here, now that you're a part, you good.
Okay.
And then 8 years later, everybody else got shit and niggas is still dying. So all I'm saying is, before we let the shit happen on a smaller level, let's ask the proper questions. That's all.
So as we wrap, I'm going to go ahead and answer all of those questions.
Dude.
Some of them with questions that I don't want you to respond to with our soliloquy. Okay.
I would like that solidify.
When you were watching the NFL product, did you require Jed York and Trent Baalke to give you an explanation on why you should be a 49ers fan and support them?
They're part of a broken system. I can't question snakes.
Did you ever have to question why the Los Angeles Lakers, what their plan was in order for you to be a fan? No. Here's the thing with the Barack Obama thing as well. It is okay to vote for someone because they're black if this is the first time it's going to happen. It's okay to get behind Diddy just because he's black. Now, yes, because that's why Donald Trump just got in. Now, here's the backside of it, where you say that's the problem with what happened. No, the problem was that we stopped there.
That's what I'm saying. We challenge him as a people.
But that it's okay that
we just said, oh, it's okay for you to be a black president.
But it is okay that we voted for Barack Obama just because he's black.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. What I'm saying is, it was then our responsibility to go further. It doesn't mean that we were wrong to put him in just because he was black. It's we were wrong to not continue to press the situation.
So I'm not wrong for saying I would like Diddy to be an owner. Right. I'm just going forth and saying I want to challenge him in regards to. Yeah, I'm not saying I don't want him to be an owner.
Right, but he doesn't have to get out in front of this and say, these are my reasons why. What we have to do
we have to do that to him. No. We have to challenge him.
What we have to do is make sure that what he does is right. And how you do that is say, we're going to support Diddy. All right, Diddy, we're going to give you good faith. We're going to give you our faith and say, go ahead and do it. Okay? Yeah. We're going to support you. We're going to make it happen. And then the moment we see you not holding up your end of the bargain and doing the things you're supposed to do and are expected to do, we're going to stop supporting your product.
But we have evidence of that, so why won't we challenge him?
No, because
he's not even promoting Revolt.
Here's why. Here's why, Antoine. You're talking about a Wild Wild West situation where there are no rules and regulations in a league that has rules and regulations that you have to abide by, otherwise you can't be a part of it. It's completely different. You know what I'm saying? There's a reason why Harvey Weinstein is able to take somebody in the back room and say, hey, look, if you want to be a part of this film, you're going to suck my dick. And that's okay. But you wouldn't be able to do that in the NBA. You wouldn't be able to do that in the NFL because there's rules and regulations set up against that. You know what I mean? It's completely different when there's a Wild Wild West. Music business is a Wild Wild West. That's the same reason why...
I'm talking about Revolt TV. I'm talking about his recent adventure.
But the
music and television and all that is a Wild Wild West. If your contract is fucked, that is your responsibility.
He's not even promoting Revolt.
Here's what I'm going to do.
But he
He's
doesn't
not even
need
a good
to.
owner of Revolt.
And
Revolt TV is a black owner. You got to understand something.
To promote it.
I remember the night Diddy launched Revolt. That motherfucker went on a firestorm, black-owned television, woo. I was looking at an interview just a couple months ago it was The Breakfast Club and Nori. And Nori was getting on The Breakfast Club and say, yo, and they were saying, well, why should we promote something when the owner doesn't even promote it? Because Nori was like, yo, man, we need to promote Revolt, y'all. We got to. And they was like, why would we do something when the owner isn't doing it? And they were talking about Diddy. So all I'm saying is we have to be fair to ourselves to ask the challenging questions. Why should we ask a guy that has already proven from a business standpoint to not follow through on promises and then give him the blind loyalty to say, but if you fuck up now, we're going to ask these questions. Right. Now, we can't control the narrative of you being an owner or not.
Okay.
As we get out of here, you don't ask for that same type of responsibility from anything else that you support in this world.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. You got to understand. Are you sure? Something. When he's coming into a corrupt thing.
Are you going to Walmart anytime in the next, year? Yeah. Because Walmart is a shitty place. How they handle their employees, their benefits and everything. Are you going to...
I would never work for Walmart.
Right, but you're supporting them.
And I've never heard Walmart being a shitty place. This is the first time.
What? Are you serious?
No, I've never heard
Waltons
Walmart.
are some of the shittiest people in the
Sam's
world.
Club, yes.
I've never heard Walmart employees complain about working at Walmart.
Well, I mean, could you understand?
But every employee complains when they don't make enough money they need to make.
Every great businessman has at least a great following of people that say, I got fucked over by this person.
And
that's what great
Diddy
businessmen
doesn't need
do.
to promote.
Master
He just
P
does it that
is
one
not
time.
One of those people. See, that's the problem, man, is that...
Y'all, we out on YouTube. We gonna keep rocking
YouTube.
over here.
Rest
Love
in
y'all.
peace, coming.
See, this...
Maybe the best podcast.
When I was young, I always wanted to be famous. I'd fuck 200,000 bitches on a sleigh bed. Not all at once, but if I could, I would, I swear, yeah. Just like the fuck a lot, big pun, I'm not a player. Okay, now I've been on some other shit. With my bad bitch thicker than Southern grits. We fucking and we get to the money. Fuck all that sucker shit. I've been on a hell of a run. I need a sponsorship. This bitch is pussy out of this world, straight from a mothership. I've been on my ET and being broke is foreign in my 30s. There's nothing you can say today that hurt me. Just sit back and observe me. Pop the top off this bottle. Vevin bacon for breakfast and getting top from a model. Bitch, I'm cool. Bitch, I'm bad. And if I die tomorrow, them bitch niggas would be glad. So I plan to be right back. It's only right they hate it. And if I had to fuck a give, I wouldn't. I can't fake it. So bitch niggas gotta take
all
it.
I know is getting to and bagging up that moolah. And if they try to stop it, press that Glock to their medulla. These niggas never measure up when fucking with the ruler. Cause they be taking days off pussy niggas, Ferris Bueller.